My name is Matthew Talbot. I am deaf, I've always been deaf, and I'm a British Sign Language user. My job role is I work for Equal Lives and I'm the Youth Forum Project Officer. I've used Access to Work since 2004 and still using it to this present day. I've had various job roles, from a consultant position to a training lecturer, and also I've had a managerial post in the past as well. With Access to Work, I've used it for employing full-time qualified interpreters, fully qualified interpreters, sorry, and it's very important for me because I like to use a variety of interpreters, and that is the only thing that I tend to use it for. I don't tend to use it for equipment. I think it makes a big difference actually. It makes you more confident at work. So when you start work, you think, how am I going to communicate with people? It can be quite daunting. With Access to Work support, with an interpreter there in place, with a fully qualified interpreter, you feel like you can relax a bit more. You can be more independent, you can be more flexible in your approach to work. You can join in with the other members of staff. You can have one-to-one meetings, team meetings. You don't have to have that worry of trying to book interpreters. Because obviously there is a national shortage of British Sign Language interpreters. Sometimes you can wait up to 2 weeks for one. But if you've got deadlines you have to meet, as I do within the project work that I do, you need to have full-time interpreting support there. The interpreter will also translate the English for me. Report writing, obviously that affects that makes it easier. Also telephone calls as well. The interpreter will do telephone calls for me as well. Initially, I was working for a deaf organisation, and they asked me to become a freelance deaf awareness trainer, sort of on a consultancy sort of basis, and I thought, yeah, okay, I'll do that. And then I realised that, who's going to pay for the interpreter? I mean, interpreters are quite expensive. That was a charity that I was working for at the time, so it was through that I found out about Access to Work, about this government scheme that could support me to be a freelance worker. And so from there, that was where I initially set it up, and so I've carried on using it over the years since then. To me personally, I have found it quite easy actually. I've contacted them in the past and they've provided the support quite quickly. Yeah, it's all gone quite smoothly. But I have noticed some other people, they can have varying experiences. There can be quite lengthy delays, but I have been quite lucky. I have been quite fortunate. It's all gone quite smoothly for me. Possibly I've just had the right advisor. The advice I'd give to a new person would be really think about the start, or before you start the job. Think about your job description. Think about what kind of support you're going to need in place. What's going to help you in the role when you're actually in that job. Have a look at it for a couple of weeks and have a think about what you're going to need. What is involved in the job. And once you get in there, obviously you've got more understanding, and you can call for someone to come and assess you, and you can explain your needs. You can say, I need this, this, this and this, and then find out what kind of support they can actually offer you. I think it's really, really important, from my previous experience, when you go for a job interview, you see people on the panel, and they're obviously interviewing you and you're answering the questions. And but you can tell that some of them have sort of slight concerns, and they think, how are you going to communicate and get the job? How are you going to use the telephone? How are you going to actually operate in this role? How are you going to network with other people, with other professionals? How's it actually going to work? So you really need to explain there at the interview how Access to Work works and what the process is and what they offer you, and to kind of reassure the employers that they have nothing to worry about, and so they get a clear picture of how you'll actually operate in the role. And I think that's quite a relief for them once they understand the process. I think we need more promotion actually, nationally of it, because I was talking recently saying, at the interviews, some of the employers aren't aware of it, and they don't realise there is this scheme there that actually, it's financial, that's providing support for the prospective employee. but mostly it gets around word of mouth, I feel. It's mostly, you know, speaking with other people. But we do need more promotion. Maybe we need more case studies to show, you know, different disabled people and how they've used it and what kind of support they get. And then people can read those case studies and then understand, you know, what is available. And that raises awareness, really. I think there needs to be more awareness of access to work. Because I think you've got quite a few employees that probably, you know, they don't really understand how it works. I think the scheme could be improved in the future. I think we need more promotion, as I just said. Also, I think it's really useful if the assessor comes and talks to you face to face. Because disabled people are the experts on what their needs are. They know, you know, from their experience of working every day, exactly what they need to meet their needs. The assessor can't really judge the person. It needs to come from the person themselves. I know in the past they tried to reduce my use of human aids. They were trying to give me equipment instead of BSL interpreters, and I had to say, you know, no, I really do need that human support. That's what works for me. So it's just it's more awareness, really, and also following what the client wants, more personalisation, just following what the client says that they need, and adjusting their services to meet the needs of the disabled person.